Hello everybody, welcome back to this video that is very long overdue. As a matter of fact, 3 videos are very long. All of my videos are very long overdue because I have not recorded a video in a hot minute because I had work and I had a lot of other things that I had to do that we're not going to talk about. Anyway, hi, welcome to the Android Watched. This week, we're going to be talking about 3 different Halloween types of movies. Hocus Pocus 2, Werewolf by Night, and The Haunted Mansion. Now, we're talking about Hocus Pocus 2. Now, to those of you that have not watched Hocus Pocus 1, it's not going to be exactly any spoilers here, because, Hocus Pocus 1 came out, way back in, 1996 or something like that. I don't know. A long time ago. It came out a long time ago. But we're not going to be talking about that movie, because we're talking about Hocus Pocus 2. The movie that just came out, earlier this Halloween. This October. So Hocus Pocus 2, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm alright with this movie. It's okay. It's not the biggest movie, but it's okay. It's Disney throwing out a cash cow for nostalgia purposes. The movie does a lot of the same tropes, except a little bit different in the modern times and all that stuff. So and it does it right. It does it actually correct. Cause I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this movie. Me and my girlfriend watched it. We watched it with while making root beer floats and all that stuff. Oh, I forgot to fill up my skull mug. It's okay. I'll do it in the next video. Whatever. So basically, let's just start off with the movie. Let's just go right into it. This video isn't going to be that long, hopefully, because I got to record 3 of these. So the movie starts off back in the 1600s, back in Salem, obviously, and we follow young Winfred, Sarah, and Mary, all in old-timey Salem, as they are the outcasts, the young sisters. They don't have parents for some reason, don't know why, but we're not getting into that. Winnie is finally turning 16, and the movie discusses that at 16, this is when a witch gains her powers and all that stuff. So Winnie is apparently tied off to marriage with a random person that she doesn't like, because she likes Billy Butcherson. Because we all know this, Billy Butcherson. There's a funny little thing. There's a funny little joke in the movie where she says she uses the Lord's name in vain twice. It's so cute. The movie also apparently discusses that the Sanderson sisters are responsible for Jell-O, which I guess is kind of on par. Jell-O's kind of pig fat, isn't it? Is it? Am I getting that wrong? I don't know if I'm getting that wrong. Am I getting that wrong? Somebody fact check me. But don't be brutally honest in the comments. I am very sensitive. So flash forward a teeny bit, we get to the mayor knocking on their door and saying, "Hey, Winnie, you don't disrespect my son like that, motherfucker. I'm gonna beat your ass." Basically, he sends them off and banishes them, or something happens. They're in the woods now, and they're being followed by a witch. It's very Slenderman-esque, but we're not going to talk about Slenderman. They meet Mother Witch, because I guess they have a Mother Witch now. And she tells them that they're very powerful for some reason. So she gives them the magic book that we all know and love. Book! Yeah. I love the Sanderson sisters so fucking much in this movie. I love them. The mother gives them the book, and they flip through the pages, and they see the spell that gives them ultimate power. And there's a cost to it, obviously. Obviously, with all this magic stuff, there's obviously something that, you have to give away and all that stuff. Well, in this one spell particularly, but yeah, we're not going to talk about that. Flash forward to the modern age, we meet the young girls that I forgot the name of. The only name that I actually remembered was Becca, which is the main girl, and her sister. I don't know her name. Let me give it a look-see-loo. Becca, Izzy, and Cassie. Those are her 3 friends, and Cassie is known to flake. Cassie is the daughter of the mayor and a descendant of the mayor from Salem. because duh, we gotta have a little bit of a plot here. It turns out it's Becca's 16th birthday, and Becca, again, it's an obvious reason why she's turning 16, because duh, Becca's turning 16, and we get introduced to the town of Salem just by them just walking around and being weirdos, I guess, because everybody loves the outcast. I do love Cassie's boyfriend. He's just the idiot jock that we all know and love. The himbo that the movie just can't get enough of. I couldn't relate to these kids more than I couldn't relate to the ones back in the first Hocus Pocus. Granted, the first Hocus Pocus had like a lot of kids that were just like, oh, I'm older and I'm younger, and like an older brother and a younger sister who used to fight all the time. And the whole plot of that movie was just sibling love. That's basically the plot of this movie too. Flashing forward, there is a shop owner named Gibson. I think his name is. Still got the tab pulled up. Hold on. Gilbert. That's his name. Gilbert. And Gilbert lives in the house that the Sanderson sisters used to live in. Because that's not creepy at all. He turned it into a little gift shop and all that stuff. And Gilbert knows Izzy and Becca and Cassie like they're like this. They're besties, Your Honor. And Gibson gives Becca a candle. You know where this is going. Gilbert gives Becca the candle, and it's like standard practice for a witch and all that stuff. And it's a good luck charm, blah blah blah. And he sends Becca and Izzy. Well, he doesn't send them, but Becca and Izzy go into the woods to do their little witch ritual. I should have done some tongue twisters before I made this video. I just jumped right in. So they do their little ritual for their birthday, and the candle starts to spark and like do the little birthday candle thing. But after they pour it out with some sort of soda or something, the candle starts to light black. Because they're virgins. And the Sanderson sisters appear in the most cool entrance that I've ever seen in a movie in October this month. Well, there's a few more cool entrances, but So the Sanderson sisters arrive. They do their little musical number, and there's a little bit where Izzy and Becca are like, "Who the fuck are they singing to? What the hell is happening here?" The Sanderson sisters find Izzy and Becca, and they're like, "Oh, teenagers. Remember what we said. Next time we see a teenager, we kill them on the spot." And they were like, no, we're 40. We're not teenagers. We're adults. We're just really small." And the Sanderson sisters are like, "Okay. Sure, whatever." Now, here's the thing about the Sanderson sisters. The actresses that have portrayed them since the olden days have not changed a bit. Except for Sarah's, shirt. She's not showing a lot of cleavage anymore, but she's still fucking... Oh my god! Sarah Jessica Parker. Whew. God damn! I said that in my girlfriend's dorm. The Sanderson sisters have not changed a bit. They look exactly the same. And I'm so shocked, because I'm like, dude, it's been a minute since they, that's my alarm going off. It's been a minute since they've been on screen and since they've, done this whole thing. And they look exactly the same. It's nuts. So, I'm sorry. I'm just gushing over how good they look. They look so good. They have a little bit where they're just like, Becca and Izzy are like, "Oh, you don't even have to kill the kids. They got kids prepackaged already. We can take you. And obviously the Sanderson sisters fall for it. They're just like, huh, interesting. So they go to Walgreens. They go to fucking Walgreens. So they go through Walgreens. They're looking around, and they go and they pick up some they pick up like moisturizer, lotions and shit, and they start drinking it. Gross. But I guess they meet some Sanderson sister cosplayers that are like, in costume and all that stuff, and they're like, "Oh my god, are you the Sanderson sisters?" And they take pictures. And there's a little bit where they have the iPhone because it's not 1994 anymore. They show the Sanderson sisters, all that stuff, and they have the iPhone, and they take all the pictures and stuff. And the Sanderson sisters is like, "Oh, we look so pretty." And then they look in the little fisheye mirror thing that Walgreens has, and they're like, "They lied to us." I love the Sand. I can't stress enough how much I love the Sanderson sisters. Basically, the movie is the same thing as 1994, where it's a fish out of water situation from the 1600s to the early 2000s, and from the 1990s to the why did I say the early 2000s to the 2020s. So yeah, it's crazy. Like, they go around and they do all this crazy stuff, and the Sanderson sisters realize that the girls lied to them. And that's when the girls realize that they can use salt to block witchcraft and all that stuff, because that's how that works. The Sanderson sisters grab a broom, a Swiffer, and 2 rovers, because they did that in the last movie. They go and they find Book, and the girls follow them, and they realize where the book was. It was at the old shop run by Gilbert. Now, the girls get there, and they find out that Gilbert was the one that gave them the candle that, summoned the witches. Because Gilbert was there in 1994 when the witches disappeared. They left. Because plot. Gilbert was so obsessed with the Sanderson sisters, and he was trying to pull a Maleficent, where like, "Oh, they're misunderstood. They're not evil. They were just treated badly." Gilbert, they're evil. You should never do this. I get it. Winfred, Mary, and Sarah are all mommy, but you can't simp. You never should simp. The only person you should simp over is your girlfriend. Winfred, Sarah, and Mary send Gilbert on a little ingredients hunt. He basically goes grocery shopping for Billy Butcherson. He digs Billy Butcherson up, and he tells him, "Hey, the Sanderson sisters are back. You were there last time. Let's go fuck them up." And Billy Butcherson was like, "Alright, bet." Now, here's the whole thing. I love Gilbert. Gilbert was good. But it would have been so much better if he was a kid. It would have been so much better if he was like a kid or a teenager. He's like 30 years old in this movie, and like, it's not even the best. He does have a cat named Cobweb though, and we love him. We love him to pieces. Now, the witches get the book back, and they go on like a little spree where they like are finding the mayor to kill him, basically, and also they're trying to end his bloodline with Cassie. So what happens is they go in. There's a huge county fair going on, by the way, for Halloween, because it's Salem, and the mayor he's awkward, to say the least. He's an awkward man, but we love him though. No, we don't. We don't love Trask. We fucking hate Trask. He's just a normal dude trying to run a business, trying to run a city. That's it. And his daughter is planning a party at his house with her jock boyfriend, because sex. Practice abstinence, kid. Practice abstinence. So what ends up happening is Izzy and Becca get trapped in a basement, and they get out with Becca, learning magic and shit. Because Becca's 16 and she's learning her magic and stuff. The Sanderson sisters get to the county fair, and they go into a Sanderson sisters look-off, because the Sanderson sisters have a massive name ever since 1600s and also the 1990s. And they somehow lose, but they also go in and do a huge musical number with "One way or another, I'm gonna find you, I'm gonna get you, get you, get you." They do that whole song, and they do that whole song and number and all that stuff. And yeah, they have a whole flash mob, basically, and they're trying to find the mayor to kill him, but the mayor is completely dense and completely oblivious. He has a candied apple, but he drops it, and he's really sad. Justice for Mayor Trask. He goes home because he finds out that his daughter is having a party and basically grounds her. But the Sanderson sisters show up, and they have a little bit where there's an Alexa bit. Sorry, my Alexa is over on the mini fridge right over there, so I'm very scared to say Alexa. Anyways, the Sanderson sisters have a little bit of a bit with the they go. There's a tiny woman trapped in that box. It's really funny. It's really cute. I love the Sanderson sisters. The Sanderson sisters are thwarted by Rebecca and Izzy, and they kidnap Cassie and they take her into the woods to, you know, kill her and eat her and all that stuff to stay young. But what ends up happening is Rebecca and Izzy get out into the woods to find the Sanderson sisters, and Winnie grabs the book, and remember that spell that gives you ultimate power from the beginning of the movie? Well, she tells that spell, but she completely skips the warning, because the warning says that, oh, if you do this spell, it'll take some shit that you fucking love. And she does the spell, and this is the part where I got really sad, because her sisters disappear. And she's like, my powers are nothing without my sisters! But here's the part where, like, a lot of people love it, but also they're just like, come on. The Sanderson sisters are evil, point blank period. You shouldn't, like, give them sympathy. You shouldn't pull a Maleficent. But Disney's like, oh, everybody's good. There is no good or evil. Blah, blah, blah. Because corporate capitalism. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, it's a whole thing. But what ends up happening is the book goes over to Rebecca, because the book is a good guy apparently, and Rebecca tells Winnie that there is a spell that could, you know, keep you and your sisters together. And Winfrey's like, do it, do the spell. And Rebecca does the spell, and Winnie's like, where are my sisters? And she's like, see, the spell didn't bring them back, it's gonna send you to them. And Winnie's like, okay, cool. Then she disappears, and that's the end of the movie. The girls do the walk, the Sanderson sisters walk, and they're recovered now, and they don't deserve to do the Sanderson sisters walk, but who am I to judge? I'm just a pansexual on the internet. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna give this movie a solid 6 out of 10. It resonated with me because, yes, I love, you know, Halloween. I love these movies, and I love, you know, the nostalgic of these movies. It's so good. These movies are great. Like, Disney really knocked it out of the park with this movie. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. Yeah. That was the end of my review for Hocus Pocus 2. Be sure to tune in next time when I talk about Werewolf by Night. Bye!